We are coming to you live August 4th. Chase, day 10 of training camp is over. The Niners are getting injured. They're starting to pile up again. Updates are coming. It seems like the roster's moving every day. Who's in, who's out. We'll go over it. Chase, before I get into all that, we're officially a month away from kickoff. September 4th, this time in a month, we'll have some Eagles, some Cowboys, some regular season football. We'll be into it. How are you feeling?
I mean, Sage, for the past couple weeks, ever since the Giants started selling everybody, it's been bleak, man. It's been bleak. Like, I'm looking through the entire week. I'm like, what sports are coming up? When is Premier League starting? Like, that's all I'm looking forward to right now is Premier League coming in 2 weeks. Baseball's just not doing it for me right now, Sage. So football can't come soon enough. We've waited long enough. It needs to come, though. I'm getting anxious.
I swear, bro, the fucking Giants, I swear, they lose like, I think 5 games in a row. I throw them in my parlay yesterday, Sunday parlay. I'm spending the whole day. I go to church, then hang out with the fam. So I'm like, I need something to monitor. I'm going to fade the Giants. Of course.
Yeah.
3-run home run Devers. They put up 12 runs. The over was sitting there at 8. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to fade the Giants. I'm going to do what I do best. Of course, they come back, win. It looks like they're going to win again today.
I was about to say, I think it's fade season for the Giants right now. I feel like, I've lost a lot of money on the Giants this year already. I'm going to start to fade them right now.
I commend Posey, though. Like, to get into little Giants, like, to be all in on the season, to make all these trades, and then 1 month they're the shits, and then they fire sell like that, like, hats off to him. It takes a real GM with some balls to do that. He knows he has a long leash.
I'll say this. It's going to take a lot for people to get on Posey because the fact that he went all in, and then it's like, oh, well, I'm happy that he was willing to get off of that so quickly after realizing it's not going right. It's like, okay, I get it that we're complimenting him for that, but you did just kind of go all in, and if you fell flat in your face, and you're selling now. So yeah, we all love Buster Posey. It's his first year. We're going to give him some leeway, but I don't know.
The people doing backflips for the Devers trade might need to reconsider. But Chase, the reason we're here, 49ers wrap up day 10 of training camp today. I mean, some big news, a lot of things moving. Deommodore Lenoir, Colton McKivitz, Jordan James back at practice. You have guys like Sam Aquinu, Kevin Givens, and Juszczyk popped up on the injury report today.
Yep.
Shouldn't be too bad. It seems like Aquinu is going to miss a couple weeks. Kevin Givens going to miss some of the regular season, it says. Juszczyk is day-to-day. The big one, though, Garendo pops up. They're saying he's going to be out a couple weeks with a shoulder injury. And then you got Juwan Jennings, who Kyle Shanahan confirmed is hurt and missing time. Not due to business, but confirmed it is of the calf.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Sage. I think I'm going to say this. I think Juwan Jennings, stay woke on that. I think this may be a Holden. Yeah. I think this may be a Holden injury. They're talking calf. Shanahan brought up. It's like, okay, well, you got to be a little bit suspicious. You got to be cautious with the calf injury. I think Jennings, this is a hold in. But when it comes to the other guys, it's a little bit concerning. I mean, like you brought up with Isaac Garendo, if Shanahan's saying that he's out for a few weeks, that means that he's going to miss a few regular season games. They were showing videos of him trying to get his shoulder up in practice. He couldn't get it above, like right here. So yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, but a couple concerning ones today, for sure, I thought.
Yeah, the D-line seems like it's already getting torched. It's already a thin group. I mean, the starters you like, but it's the backups, right? You have to dig into that bag. That's when you get a little nervous. Brandon Ayuk was out there running routes, though. Looked pretty good. Wasn't making sharp cuts, but at least he was out there practicing. He said he's trying to take on a bigger role, lead the team. Yeah. Told the wide receivers coach that he wants to start leading meetings. So take that as you will. Brandon Ayuk trying to take a PR 180 right now after what he's done and dragged this team through this fan base the offseason.
I think that's definitely been the number one topic in coach press conferences. How much Brandon Ayuk is involved in the meetings and how much he wants to become a leader on this team. It almost makes you think it's almost like in politics where they're really trying to push Kamala right now. Like, oh, you're hearing all the stuff about Kamala as she starts to run. It's almost like that when Brandon Ayuk, all the bad social media posts come out. Now they're trying to pull the 180, like you said, and convince everybody that he's good to go. He's going to be a leader. I hope so. But once again, a little suspicious there.
I mean, it's like as soon as Juwan Jennings, like, do you know what? Trade me, or I want a new contract. Brandon Ayuk's like, do you know what? This is the time for me to kind of push myself up here while this guy's kind of making a name for himself. Chase, a lot of guys coming in and out. They signed Robbie Chosen yesterday. Some other guys that they signed: Isaiah Prince, Fabian Moreau, Jalen Mahoney, Bruce Hector, and Bradley Ane. Sadly, we said goodbye today to a couple no names. And then the two big ones, Isaiah Nair and Greg Joseph, two guys who had a lot of eyes on them for different reasons this training camp. One, because he was the standout Randy Moss-esque big physical receiver that everyone thought was going to take the league by storm. The other guy, Greg Joseph, everyone was rooting for just because they didn't want Jake Moody to be the kicker and they wanted that guy the fuck out of town. Two things confirmed. Isaiah Nair is not Randy Moss, and Jake Moody will be your kicker for the 2024-2025 NFL or 2025-2026 NFL season.
Yeah, I mean, Sage, thank God we posted an Isaiah Nair video last week, and we could have gotten exposed pretty fucking quickly if we say that Isaiah Nair is going to be a big piece of the 49ers coming up, and he gets cut a week later. So shout out to us for that, for being a little hesitant to buy into the Isaiah Nair news. But Sage, I got to ask you, I'm going to throw it back on you because obviously not a big Jake Moody guy, right? Like, I don't think if you're a 49er fan, you could be a big Jake Moody guy, but I'm not a big Jake Moody hater. You, on the other hand, he's not your guy. So how are you feeling right now?
I mean, I have the stats here. 24 for 34 on field goals last year, 70%. He was the 39th most accurate kicker in the NFL. You can't feel good. He gives me anxiety. The guy looks nervous. I mean, Deebo Samuel tried to fight him last year. Obviously, Deebo's gone, but he was just embodying what the rest of the team and the fan base felt. I mean, people wanted him dead. Greg Joseph, who really is Greg Joseph? Like, who really is Greg Joseph? And people were rooting for him, hoping that he was going to be your kicker because they just didn't want Jake Moody. You get it. I mean, people are frustrated with the Wishnowsky thing, with the Jake Moody thing. You're spending second, like third, fourth round draft picks on these guys who kind of suck. Like, they're not difference makers. They're just, ordinary guys that you could pick up off the streets, like from their couch, and they're not impacting the game. You're nervous when they come in. I mean, Jake Moody, he has the leg, but it's like golf, man. You got to have that stroke. You got to have just like the smoothness to it. Like, I don't give a shit if you could drive it 350 yards if you're putting in the trees, right? Like, just hit it down the middle, have some stroke with it. And it seems like the entire fan base, I mean, the stats back it up. No one trusts this guy. He's not accurate. So I just personally feel like they could do better if they're going to be drafting guys.
Yeah, I think when we came into camp and we saw that it was going to be Greg Joseph going up against Jake Moody for the spot, it's almost like in a championship fight in boxing where it was going to be, okay, even if Greg Joseph is a little bit better than Jake Moody, if you're going to take out the champion, if you're going to get the belt, you're going to have to perform a lot better. You're going to have to look a lot better than Jake Moody. And it just seemed like it was a 50-50 battle. So they ended up giving it to Jake Moody. And yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be happy with this. But like Peyton Manning said, why are we talking about a bloody kicker? Like, why are we talking about a kicker so much? So I'm hoping that he could just make his kicks. And even if we're not that confident with him, it's not going to be something where it's going to derail the season.
Jeez, it's funny. I actually heard that Peyton Manning story for the first time yesterday. Swear to God.
Mike, is it Mike Vanderjagt?
Yeah, the guy who was like shit talking him, and he said like even if he's on the team next year or whatever.
I think he got like a DUI too, right? It was like he got a DUI, and then it came out that he was talking about Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning was at the press conference like, "Why am I talking about this guy? Why am I talking about this DUI freaking kicker?" Yeah, something.
They pulled him off to the side to interview him. But yeah, I mean, it's like you said, right? Like it just shows you how funny everything is because the tweets coming out were like, Greg Joseph 23 for 24 in training camp. Jake Moody 22 for 24 just shows you the way Kyle was leading. It's like, okay, bro, like he's gonna have to outperform him by just one extra made kick.
Yeah,
in training camp to take the belt. But I mean, I think that's all the Jake Moody talk that he warrants, that this team could warrant. Chase, the theme for today, I mean, heading into the season, right?
I'm excited. I'm excited for this one, baby.
The Niners are loaded, right? Like I think like even detractors of the 49ers would say that the Niners have talent. The Niners have a lot of good guys like in different positions. They might not be as deep as they've ever been, but they still have high-level guys playing at every position. One thing I wanted to do here was rank pyramid style 4-3-2-1, go bottom to top, the most valuable 49ers. Who in the 25-26 season has the most value to this team? Expectations, what they've done in the past, all of it combined. It's a rich tapestry, as they like to say. There's a lot of thought that goes into it, Chase. So I'm going to pull up my list. I'm going to try and present it here. I mean, this is the first time I think we've ever done this.
Yeah, so, and Sage, while you're doing that, trying to get it up, something I will say is that if you're on the stream right now and you were like me and you saw the thumbnail coming in, Let's see. Let's see it, because I don't know where the hell Sage is going with this. Sage is a guy who knows football, but some of the pictures and the places that I was seeing had me pretty bewildered. So let's see what we're talking about.
All right, let's see if we can get this thing up, Chase. I'm having a little difficulty here. It might not work. Let's see.
Should we throw up some chats? Let's see. Right here we got Naj. Chase just sliced that drive 40 yards right. Naj, you didn't see it, though. I kept my eye on the ball. Back straight. That's the number one thing. Arm straight, back straight. Let's see. Max, Sage, Sage for the pyramid. Sage, how we looking, baby? We getting it up there?
I don't know what's going on, man. It worked in the pre-draft meeting.
I mean, we could go old school, baby. I mean, pen and paper. That's no problem.
I can just share the entire screen if you want.
It's up to you, man. Hey, it's Sage's pyramid, baby. Whatever you want to do.
Apologies for the pyramid thing. All right, Chaser, I think we just got to go old school pen and paper here.
Pen and paper, that's no problem.
I could present pictures. You know what? I could do it like this. You know, this might be a funny way to do it.
Let's see what you got.
It might not work well. But let's see here. Hold on. It might actually spoil it if I do it like this.
This is going to be good for the pod.
Yeah, this is money right here. This is what they all came for. All right, Chaser.
Drum roll? Should we do a little bit of a drum roll?
Drum roll, please. And did it work?
Come on, baby. Come on, come to me now.
I don't think it's working, Chaser.
It's all right. Pen and paper, baby. Hey, adjust on the fly. This is a show. Right, this is entertainment business, baby.
No, we're gonna workshop this. I think that's like the number one note here. Okay, wait, hold on. I think it actually might work. Here we go. Is it working?
Oh, there we go. We got it. I got it on my end.
All right, let's see it. We're in full presentation mode now.
Full presentation mode. Okay, I really hope it doesn't go 1 through 10 right away.
No.
I hope it doesn't go 1 through 10 right away, but it's looking good right now. We got the Sphinx showing up. Okay, so we're going Egyptian style. I like
Egyptian style pyramid. Chase, reveal the first row, please, if you would. All right. It does not read left to right. We're going bottom to top here. Going from the left, we got Diomnor Lenore, Ricky Pearsall, Dominic Pooney, CJ West. I know rookie on there, a guy who's unproven, a cornerstone on your line, and then Diomnor Lenore, who some might think is too low. Chase, I'm going to start with Lenore. I mean, he really made a name for himself last year. The secondary really just is him, right? You got Mooney out. You got basically a bunch of question marks all over the line. You're a Diomnor Lenore injury away from being just Swiss cheese on the back end. He's a leader. He's tough. He's the guy who brings that personality, brings that culture, that Robert Saleh intensity. I feel like he embodies it. He's a guy who jaws with the best, goes at DK Metcalf, not just on the field, off the field. Ricky Pearsall, I mean, someone's got to be Brock's guy, right? Juwan's got a tight calf. George Kittle, I mean, he's getting up there. He was there last year, but Debo's gone. Ayuk's hurt. There's plenty of receptions to be had, plenty of touchdowns to be had. I mean, targets are going to be there. I think the Niners offense is going to be more explosive this year. So I feel like Pearsall's a guy who needs to step up. He's primed for it. He has the tools, but I feel like he has to put it together. First off season without lead in his chest. So this could be the time for him. I feel like he's, building a rapport. Seems like he's been the talk of training camp so far. Pooney, I mean, I'm just going to go with what the stats say. Pretty damn good O-lineman. Someone that, carries the O-line other than Trent. Cornerstone was a godsend last year, and he's a young player who's probably going to improve more this year. And then CJ West, man. I mean, the Niners 23rd in sacks last year, bottom half against the run. I know I'm putting a lot of chips on this guy's table right now, but I feel like CJ West is a guy who's going to be able to come in, clog up that middle, be that centerpiece in the defense since Buckner's been gone, right? Since Armstead was washed, that could stop the run, get after the quarterback, and just be a guy who's there. Someone you could rely on 3 downs, get after the quarterback and stop the run. So my bottom row here, we got Lenore to West, Chase.
All right, Sager. So I'll start off. We had a lot of similarities at the start. So I actually had Diomnor Lenore at number 7 as well. Like you brought up, the cornerbacks, not a lot of depth on this roster. So if you lose a guy like Diomnor Lenore, who you just signed to an $88 million contract, that's going to be bad news. But he also brings that edge. Like you said, I mean, his interactions with DK where he'll be tweeting at you or posting on his IG Live at 12 o'clock saying, I'm going to lock you the fuck up. You ain't shit. and then goes and does it at 1 o'clock. So I love Diamador. He's going to be important. When it comes to Pearsall, definitely going to be valuable for the Niners. I had him at 11, though. So I didn't have him cracking the top 10. I had him at an 11, but interesting interview with Brock Purdy yesterday. I don't know if you saw this, Sage, but he was talking about Pearsall's development and how this offense is a little bit difficult, right, for incoming wide receivers, but especially think about with a guy like Purdy, he's got to throw people open. So with a guy like Pearsall, there was a lot of routes where he's like, Brock, I was open. Like, you got to look at me. And Brock saying, no, dude, you got to make that cut a little bit before. So you got to be a little bit earlier in this offense. I'm expecting a big jump up year for Pearsall. So I had him at 11, but I agree with you. And then Pooney, I had at 13. He's just a guard, Sage. I mean, he's a guard. I just think with the rest of this team, you can't have a guy like Dominic Pooney in there in the top 10 per se, but last couple of years, you really only had Trent Williams as the big guy on that O-line, so it's good to have a guy like that with Pooney, but I don't know if I'd put him at 9. And then Sage, you're really loving CJ West.
I'm going to sip all the Kool-Aid. I'm going to take
You're putting a lot of your chips in the middle of the table on CJ West. It seems like he's going to be a good splash player where he'll be a guy who can maybe get a couple sacks, get a couple tackles in the backfield for you, but lacks a little bit of that gap integrity. I'm interested to see where you go with the rest of this list because I have a couple names that I think I'm going to put a little bit above CJ West.
All right. We'll go through who you left off, who I left off after. I think we can move up to the third row. Chase, if you'll reveal it, please.
Give it to me raw.
All right, Chaser. What do these three guys have in common? The last healthy season they all played, they were all pros. All three of these guys. CMC 2 years ago, Kittle and Warner last year. Warner, despite playing through the injury, still first-team All-Pro. Kittle, second-team All-Pro. Was he first?
I think he was definitely second-team All-Pro.
Yeah.
I think they gave it to Brock Bowers or Trey McBride.
So, yeah, I think Kittle second-team All-Pro. CMC first-team All-Pro 2 years ago. I messed that up. But doesn't take away from the fact, George Kittle, I mean, probably the most consistent offensive player during the Shanahan era. He's the best red zone target other than Christian McCaffrey. Absolute stud. I mean, in a league where tight end is thin, it's coming up a little, but you've had a cornerstone for the past 7-8 years since he's been a rookie, has gone over 1,000 yards. I think it's 5 times, has led your team in receiving 4 times since being on the team. CMC, we know what CMC is. The Niners are 23-8 in games that Christian McCaffrey plays. You saw how lackluster the offense was without him, right? The red zone offense fell apart without Christian McCaffrey. You got him a little bit in that Bills game. You saw what he was, then he gets hurt. I'm expecting a huge bounce back here from him. Expecting Kittle to, keep a steady hand. I still think he's at his peak. He's going to keep it going. And then nothing really has to be said about Fred Warner, right? First team All-Pro, has been first team All-Pro 4 of the last 5 years. Your leader on the defense, right? The brains of the defense, a guy that every team would love to have. I mean, it just shows you these 3 guys, right? Like first team All-Pro caliber. They're on the third row on the Niners, a team that some people think will miss the playoffs. It just shows you how deep this team still is. I couldn't put them on the second or first row, Chase. Your thoughts here? Where do you think I have these guys? Too high, too low, or just right?
So, you know what's funny, Sage? I had them in the same exact order, but I had them each up a spot, right? So, or
okay.
No. So, you know what? I think I had them in the exact same order, Sage. So, I had George Kittle 6, I had Christian McCaffrey at 5, and I had Fred Warner at 4. So, with Kittle, you saw him on Sunday, or I think it was Saturday night at the Morgan Wallen concert.
Sure.
I think he's my favorite 49er since I've been watching. I just think that I really do. I think he's a spiritual leader, but other than that, I mean, what he does in the run game with his blocking, and I think this guy's going down as a top 5 tight end of all time. When it's said and done, when his career's over. Sage, I mean, look at the stats that he's putting up. He's 31. He's not slowing down at all. Love George Kittle. Christian McCaffrey had at 5, which sounds a little bit crazy when you think that he was the offensive player of the year 2 years ago, but we know what happened with the red zone offense last year without Christian McCaffrey. It was a nightmare. Shanahan had a little bit of a rough year with that because he didn't have his gadget guy with McCaffrey. We're all hoping that he's going to come back, be the same guy that he could be, because we know that he takes us up a level if we get that 2023 version of Christian McCaffrey. So no problem with McCaffrey there at 5. And then Sage, the leader of the defense, Fred Warner. I mean, what can you say about him? Plays the entire season. had every excuse to give up with a chipped bone in his ankle, played injured, definitely wasn't the same guy, even though it looked like he was at his career apex before he got hurt early in that season. Sage, this 49ers defense finished 29th last year. I think a major reason for that was because Fred Warner was banged up. When he's at his best, I think he's been the best middle linebacker in football for the past 5 years. I think all three of these guys are getting gold jackets. Absolutely no problem where you had them.
I mean, Fred Warner, right? I mean, Pat Surtain was the defensive player of the year last year. Fred Warner was fast tracking that award until he got hurt, right? Like we're talking about this guy. I mean, that extension that he just signed this offseason, that thing's looking a lot different had he stayed healthy. So I just feel like it's tough because there's some teams out there where Fred would be the number one guy. Like maybe not number one, but like he's up there. And to have him on the third row just shows you like the Niners are still deep. Moving up to the next row, Chase, I feel like you're going to have the same as me. How could you not have these two guys? I mean, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, two guys playing two and probably the second and third most important positions in the NFL. I mean, they're holding together two of the 49ers' weakest position groups, but how elite they are, what they can do, what they are at their very best. I mean, they're steady. They provide leadership. They can just one man an entire side of the respective units. Trent with the left side of the O-line. Bosa with whatever side he lines up on the defensive line. Two guys you love to have for different reason. One gets after the quarterback. One protects your franchise quarterback. Chase, I can't imagine you have any problem with this.
So it's so funny, Sage. I did a little bit of a mock list behind the scenes to kind of counterbalance yours. And at 2-3, I had Trent Williams at 3. I had Nick Bosa at 2. But literally one of my notes was you could switch these guys. They're interchangeable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, with Nick Bosa, I think minus Ronnie Lott, this guy's the best defensive player the 49ers have ever had.
Wow.
Right? Well, yeah, I mean, Sage, look back at the history books. This guy was the defensive player of the year in 2022. Had a couple down years. I mean, maybe had a down year last year, but everything looks like he's as motivated. I think the fact that you're getting Mykel Williams in there on the other side of him and a guy like Bryce Huff is going to help out Nick Bosa a lot. I'm expecting a big year. And Trent Williams missed 7 games last year. Sage, what was their record in those 7 games? Do you know?
I'm going to say 1-6.
1-6. You hit it right on the head. This team is different without Trent Williams. Brock Purdy is not the same quarterback without Trent Williams. A lot of people say it. I think a lot of the younger tackles in the NFL, this is their favorite guy. They think he's the best to ever do it. And when you have a guy, I mean, like Sandra Bullock said, when you have a guy to protect the blind side of the quarterback, it changes what you could do. And yeah, so no doubt, 3-2, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, 100%.
Just to get nitpicky with it, it comes down to that. It just comes down to what Trent Williams' absence impacts to the team, because no surprise here, we're going to see who's at number one, but Trent's presence on the field directly impacts your number one guy. You look at this second row, CMC is not the same without Trent, right? Like George Kittle has to bear a heavier load. You need him more on the O-line blocking. Yeah. It just what his impact is on this team, the things you could do. I mean, you see when you get him out in motion, he annihilates cornerbacks, annihilates safeties. So it's hard to have Bosa above him, but like you said, they're interchangeable, leading to our number one guy.
One thing I will say, I want to make one more point about Nick Bosa, is that he's let's just call him the voice of reason. Let's just call him the voice of reason. I agree with a good amount of Nick Bosa's opinions here. But Sage, think about this defense if Nick Bosa just goes down in week 1.
And we saw it last week.
This defense is fucked if they don't have Nick Bosa. I don't care who you brought in on that D-line. It all works with Nick Bosa. So that's why I had him at number 2.
It was the Bills game, right? He missed last year and they hung 35 on us in the snow. It just shows you like what it means to have him versus not have him. But Chase,
100%.
Leading to our number one guy. Can you even argue it? I mean, it's the quarterback.
There could only be one.
The guy who got paid $265 million this offseason. It had to be Brock Purdy. 23-13 with Purdy as a starter. I mean, people from whatever outlet, whatever angle of Niners media can try and get this Mac Jones thing going. It's bullshit. The team goes as far as Brock Purdy goes. I mean, last year in his quote-unquote down year, he was 10th in passing yards, 15th in passing touchdowns, 7th in QBR, missed a week, and Chase, the 49ers still dedicated a big portion of their salary to him. Kyle Shanahan came out with the quote this week. He said, or Brock said, I forget which podcast he was on, but he said Kyle came to him. He said, before the contracts, the discussions start, like, I want you to know you're our guy. I want to be here as long as you're here. We're tying our name to you, essentially. Like, we're going as far as you go. Chase, Purdy at 1. I can't imagine anyone else.
Sage, I was just hoping you weren't going to get on some bullshit and not put Brock Purdy at 1. Clearly, I mean, I have Brock Purdy at 1. When you're paying a guy $55 million a year, he's going to be the most valuable player on your team. I mean, if you just went into the 49ers front office today and you ask Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, if there's one player that can't go down in week 1 for you guys to try and make it back to the Super Bowl, who is it? Without hesitation, it's Brock Purdy. So it had to be him, Sage. I think that also, I'm expecting a big year for Brock. I think a lot of people gave him a lot of flack last year, which I thought was unfair. I truly thought it was unfair, but I'm bringing up a lot of the boxing conversations here, but I just feel like it's almost like when a boxer gets the championship belt, you always have that saying, right, where it's like once you win the title, you get about 10% better because you're a little bit more confident, you're a little bit more assured in your abilities, and I think that's going to happen with Brock. He was playing for, I mean, big-time money, $250 million. He's going to be good for the rest of his life. The next 3 generations of the Purdy family is going to be good for life because he signed this contract. So I think he's going to be loose. I think that Brock, I don't know. I just trust this guy, and he's our franchise quarterback. We've never really been married to a guy, Sage, my entire time as a 49er fan. But now we got him, and, yeah, he's our most valuable player for sure.
All right, Chaser. I think that's going to do it. Our first edition of the 49ers Pyramid. Thoughts on the graphic? Thoughts on the transition, the smoothness of it, post the launch difficulties?
Well, I mean, I think right when it started – no, I'm just kidding. We obviously had a little bit of difficulty, but, no, I mean, the pyramid looks – hey, the pyramid looks great. You were able to go down under pressure. I'm just hoping that the 49ers laying Super Bowls could match the level of ice in your veins that you just had there, getting this all set up. But I did have some disagreements with you, Sage, like I brought up. There were a couple people that you left off. Nothing huge, but 10, 9, and 8. So my 10, 9, and 8, I didn't have any of your 10 through 8 in the list. I had Michael Williams at 10. I just think that being opposite of Nick Bosa, with a lot of the hype that you've been hearing out of camp, if he could be a guy who has that all-pro level talent, it's going to just open up the door for Nick Bosa to be a complete animal. And with Robert Saleh back, to get some of that D-line performance that we saw in that 2019 year that we all remember. So I had Michael at 10. I switched out CJ for Alfred Collins, right? Because we know that Alfred Collins is the guy who's drafted in the 2nd round. He's more of that guy where he has the wide base. He's going to be a run stopper. He's a guy who could eat up double teams. So we all know what happened with the 49ers defense last year. They could not stop the run. So I just felt like with a guy like Alfred Collins, who coming out of Texas was a guy that everybody knew was going to be a run stopper. I had him at number 9. I did have CJ West, like I said, I think at 16. But at number 8, I honestly think after going back on it, I agree with you. I just put Brandon Ayuk at 8. So I just switched out wide receiver.
That was the tough one.
And that's because I think with all the reports that you're hearing from Matt Mayoko in training camp, I think there's a good chance that Brandon Ayuk is going to be able to come back by week 5, and he's our wide receiver 1. I mean, whatever you want to say, he's making $30 million a year. I'm hoping that Ricky Pearsall could burst through and be an impact player, but yeah, I mean, if Brandon Ayuk returns and is the Brandon Ayuk that we remember, it takes this offense to an entirely different level. So that's why I had him at number 8. But overall, great list, Sage.
I think the thing about Pearsall though is that when you look at like his metrics, right, in the combine, what he did in the 3-cone drill, his shuttle, whatever the fuck they brag about, like it seems like in the way they deployed him, he's the Debo replacement. Last year, obviously, got shot, didn't have a training camp, got injured. I feel like this is like a true, even though it's only year 2, like. But this is going to be a year where we kind of figure out who he is. I feel like they're going to use him more behind the line of scrimmage. There's going to be more opportunity. And this is me kind of just getting ahead of it. Same with CJ West, like saying like, I think these are the guys who are going to step up. I mean, I faded the Isaiah Nair crowd. I'm 1-for-1, so I'm getting a little heat checky here, Chase. I'm going with Pearsall and then CJ West, the ultimate heat check at 10.
Yeah, so I had Isaiah Nair at 52, but yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to switch up that list a little bit now.
All right, Chaser. I thought that was successful. I mean, a little rough at first, but Chase, it's not only football season, right? I mean, I'd say 80% of the people who watch football are below the age of 50, have at one point in their life at least dabbled, dipped their toe in some fantasy football. The 49ers, I mean, we just ran through it, Chase. They are 10, 15, 18. Like, you could list the 15 best players on the Niners. You're going to have 15 different people giving you 15 different lists. They're deep, right? So what we want to do here, draft a couple of guys, spitball back and forth. We're going to go 1-1-1. Not necessarily trying to draft who's the best player on the Niners in terms of fantasy. We're not just going to go down the ADP, but we're going to give you some value, who we like, who we're betting on this season. Chase, it'll only be right. You go first. You have the honors. First pick in the draft. Dun, 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 dun.
Sage, your gentleman, I appreciate you for that. Something I will say as a Bay Area guy who's been playing fantasy football for the past 13 years, I'm a Niners fan. The league that I've been in is all Niners fans. Don't draft a 49er. Don't reach. I mean, Sage, we've seen it throughout history. I knew this was going to come up. So, yeah, this was something I was preparing for. Sage just won our fantasy league last year, beat me in the championship. But if you're trying to get a 49er in fantasy drafts in the Bay Area, you're going to have to reach. Like, if a guy's projected to go at the start of the third round, he's going mid-second round. So I feel like most of the time I never draft Niners, but Sage, let's just get the draft started. I mean, I'm just going to take the first name off the board. I'm going Christian McCaffrey. Call me chalk. Call me a chalk guy, but I'm going Christian McCaffrey because I've seen a couple lists, Sage, where he's barely in the top 10 of running backs for this year. And I just think that a lot of people are sleeping on the fact that Christian McCaffrey is going to be coming in fresh. He avoided major injuries, so it's not like he tore his ACL and he's coming back now. This guy's rested, and we know, honestly, probably too well. I don't think a lot of us are comfortable with it, but when Christian McCaffrey's healthy, Kyle Shanahan's going to run his ass into the ground. This guy's going to get 20 touches a game. I'd probably even say it's going to maybe get up to 30 touches a game. I think this offense is going to be scoring a lot of points. He's going to be the number one target in the red zone. So I think that Christian McCaffrey has the potential to be the number one overall guy in fantasy. So I had to make that pick, Sage.
Just, you're not playing fantasy to come in second, third, fourth, fifth. You're playing to win, right? Like if you're the fifth pick and you see him sitting there, I mean, for us, right? Like you mentioned, we're in a league of all Niners fans. We know, like, his ADP right now, he's RB6. He's going late first, early second, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Late first, early second. You know that's not going to happen in a draft that we have, but I mean, since he's gone here, 31 games with the Niners, 44 career touchdowns. That's an historic Hall of Fame fantasy regular NFL pace. I mean, you saw it last year, right? The 49ers red zone offense fell apart without this guy. They used him in the pass. They used him in the run. He threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, like you said, he's this gadget guy. He could use him however he wants, whenever he wants. They're going to feed him. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, when he loves hard. Isaac Guerrero, no matter what the hype, I mean, he could have Emmitt Smith backing him up. Christian McCaffrey's getting 20, 30 touches a game.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. He fits the system. So, Chase, if I had the first pick, I would have done the same. I'm playing to win. I'm rolling the dice. Coming off a championship, I'd take the chance. I'd go with Christian McCaffrey too. 1-1. I'd take him first overall.
Wait, hold on. I thought we're doing a draft where it's like we're going back and forth.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
So is it your pick now? I mean, you just went into a salvo about how much you like my pick, and you're saying that you're going Christian McCaffrey. Sage, I know this is your segment. What are we going? What are we going with, baby?
Good for you. All right, Chase. You're going to have to get me off this guy. I'm going back to it. Ricky Pearsall. Okay. Currently going as wide receiver 49. Right? Late 7th, early 8th round type of guy, depending on the size of your league. I mean, for a guy who has a great chance to lead this team in receptions, lead this team in yards, lead this team in routes run, right? With Ayuk gone, with Jennings dealing with whatever he's got to deal with. Debo's out of town. Why not just take a flyer on this guy? I mean, you mentioned it. I was going to save it, but you mentioned it. Brock has been working with this guy all offseason. It seems like they're developing a rapport together. They're gaining that chemistry that they couldn't have last year. a la Ricky Pearsall, lead in his chest, couldn't even walk. Got injured. I mean, today, the talk of training camp today was Upton Stout and Ricky Pearsall. These guys going at it, running one-on-ones. It seems like Pearsall's cooking everyone. And it just seems like the Niners drafted this guy in the first round. They did it for a reason. They knew Debo was going to be gone eventually. Kyle Shanahan, he's in his bag. He knows he has 2 healthy wide receivers. And like we said, he's going to feed these guys the ball. I mean, Juwan Jennings had to be the guy last year. Juwan Jennings was a top 10 fantasy receiver for the first 6 weeks of the season. Then he got hurt. I think Ricky Pearsall is going to step into that role. You're throwing a 7th, 8th round flyer on the guy, and he has all the physical traits, right? He's quick. He's a good route runner. He was a first round pick. So, they believe in him, and they're going to ride with this guy. So I feel like it's hard to not give Ricky Pearsall the shine when he does have value, and it's a position that you're always going to need in fantasy.
I definitely like it, Sage. I mean, if we're talking about value, he's ranked below guys like Debo Samuel, who, I mean, we know.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Debo Samuel right now, even with Jane Daniels up in Washington. Rome Odunze, Calvin Ridley, and I think most importantly, Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is valued above him in these fantasy drafts that I was seeing, actually, these rankings. And I think that Ricky Pearsall, until Brandon Ayuk comes back and shows that he's healthy, is going to be the number one guy. I mean, I think this guy could be a 100-catch, 1,000-yard, 10-touchdown guy. You heard Brock talk about it a little bit, too. He's a little, I think he was saying that he's got a little bit of a shimmy on the line. So we heard a lot last year that what can't these 49ers wide receivers do? They can't break man-to-man coverage. Seems like Ricky's going to be that guy. He's working with Brock a lot, so I definitely like the pick. Sage.
Ricky's interesting because for all those like advanced things like man versus zone, you have to go back to what he did in college, and I don't have them in front of me, but they're all off the charts against man coverage. He's going to be seeing a lot of it, so that's something too that I just feel like, why not just take a flyer on this guy? It sucks. I know our whole entire league is listening to this. I'm not going to be able to draft him now, but there you go, boys. Some legend for you.
I mean, Sage, if we're talking, okay, if we're going to go into my next pick, if we're talking value, I feel like this is maybe the best value that you could see in the draft. Sage, I'm going Brandon Ayuk. I'm going Brandon Ayuk.
I had him.
He's wide receiver 80 right now. Like, come on, wide receiver 80. This guy could come back in week 5. He could literally be back in week 5. And we know in fantasy football that it's not really an entire season game, right? Like, I think there's going to be a lot of times where if Brandon Ayuk comes back in week 5, down the stretch of the season, this guy could win you a couple weeks. So, Sage, we're gonna play a little bit of a game. I'm throwing this on you right now, but we're all fans of Inside the NBA, right? And they have a great segment that they do with our boy Charles Barkley, where he goes in. I mean, who we play for? They basically go through all the scrubs in the NBA.
I'll be good at this.
Charles Barkley could tell you what team they play for. So, Sage, all these guys that I'm gonna give to you are guys that are ranked above Brandon Ayuk right now in the fantasy rankings, okay? So, first off, Sage, we have a guy who sounds like an old-school R&B singer. We got Luther Burden III. Who we play for?
That's the Bears, right?
That's the Chicago Bears. Wide receiver 64.
I think he's their
first round pick. Wide receiver 64, 15 spots, Luther Burden III. Like, come on.
I think he's the guy that Ben Johnson kicked out of practice. He's the guy who was fucking up the drill so bad that he told him to go home.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know about you, Sage. I consider myself a good fantasy manager. I'm not picking Luther Burden III over
Williams,
Brandon Ayuk. Just saying. Okay, next guy. There we go. Okay, 1 for 1. Pretty good. I mean, that was the easiest one coming out of the gate. So you got 2 other ones coming. These are going to be a little bit more difficult. So, Sage, second up. We got Alec Ayomanur. Sage, who we play for?
One more time.
Alec Ayomanur.
I mean,
wide receiver 75.
That sounds like
5 spots above Brandon Ayuk.
That sounds like a Houston Texan.
Pretty close. So you're in the AFC South, Sage. He's a Tennessee Titan.
Okay, I was going to say Jaguar was also on the tip of my tongue. Okay.
Sage, this guy was drafted in the 4th round this year. Sage, where did he grow up? Alberta, Canada. They got a 4th round rookie from Canada on the Titans going above Brandon Ayuk. So I just think that's ridiculous.
He's going to step on the field with the field goal post in the back. He's going to be confused. All right, last one here.
All right, Sage. You're 1 for 1. Let's see if you get a winning record, Sage. We got Devon Villay. Who we play for?
Broncos.
There we go. Okay, so Sage.
I had him on my team last year.
Devon Pele. Yeah, so you know what's actually a little bit crazy? He did have 400 yards and 3 touchdowns last year, but Sage, this guy, let's just say after high school, he spent 2 years on a religious mission in Samoa. I don't know. This guy's a 7th-round pick, 235th overall, had a solid rookie year. Sage, this guy is more interested in spreading the word of Joseph Smith across the world than playing football. So this guy, I think this guy's ranked as the 78th wide receiver. He's the 3rd guy on the Broncos. I don't know how he's above Brandon Ayuk.
Those guys, right? Because you could just get lucky, right? You draft like a Brandon Ayuk, and your first 3 matchups of the year are against 3 doofs, 3 guys who auto-drafted, came in with no experience, didn't know what to do, and you just get a 3-0 start, a 2-1 start, and then it's like you're supercharging your team with a healthy Brandon Ayuk. A guy last year, like guys who were suspended, right? Like Nick Chubb last year. It didn't pan out for you. Everyone was like, oh, when's Nick Chubb going to go? You know, coming off that gruesome knee injury. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think Ayuk's injury, I mean, I know it wasn't as bad as Chubb's. Usually you want to go the year after, right? So next year would be the year to go in on Ayuk, but I can't say I hate it. Like I said, Chase, like if Pearsall doesn't work out, someone's got to get the targets. Someone's got to get the receptions. Someone's got to get the touchdowns. That offense is going to be explosive. They're going to be able to move the ball.
I mean, Sage, wide receiver 80 is literally like the 14th round.
Yeah.
It's almost like the end of the draft. Like you're picking up Brandon Ayuk. Are you kidding me?
It just
I'll
seems
take
like
a chance on that all day.
So much good stuff has come out about these other players that it's impossible, right? To like just pick one. So some guys are just falling. Like Jawan's going late, like Ricky Pearsall. No one's getting propped up. So they're all kind of just like eating at each other's value. So I feel like you could get one of these wide receivers for the Niners at like a great price. You just got to make sure you pick the right one.
All right, Sage, what's your pick, baby?
Chase, I'm going to be that guy. As I am in our fantasy draft, I'm going to go with...
I don't think you're that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal.
I'm going with the 49ers defense. I'm going with just the 49ers defense / special teams. I mean, we all know it. Robert Saleh back in town. Draft assets, all their resources allocated to this defense. Chase, the first quarterbacks they faced for this year. Darnold, his first game was Seattle. Tyler Shaw, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence. Your fantasy playoffs, you're going to get the Colts and the Bears with the Browns and the Titans the 2 weeks before. I mean, this is just a set it and forget it defense. I'm going all in on this defense. I think this is going to be easily just based on they could have just mid personnel, but based on the quarterbacks and the scheduling alone, this is a top 5 fantasy defense. Turnovers are going to be there. I mean, the most elite quarterback they're going to play the entire year is Matt Stafford, who's old and might not even make it by the time that they draw him on the schedule week 5, I believe it is. So I just feel like if your league, right, has defenses, why not just go with one that has an easy defense that you're not going to be nervous? Like you could take the Eagles, but then you got the Chiefs, you got the Lions, you got all these good teams to deal with. Niners have an easy ass schedule. I mean, like I said, all these resources. I'm expecting a big bump with Robert Saleh there. Every year, every league has that one asshole who drafts the defense 2 rounds before they should start going.
You,
if
literally you, the next question was what round? Because you draft guys
7th round,
defenses in the 10th
6th round, no, 10th, like 11th round, like right before everyone else is going to get it. If you're that asshole, why not take a flyer on the Niners? Historic, all the good stuff going for them.
So what were they ranked at? I saw them at 18, right?
For defense?
I saw a list where they were the 18th ranked fantasy defense.
That might have been from last year.
I don't think so. I saw them at 18. I saw them at 18.
Hold on, I'll pull up their ADP right now. They are...
We'll see. This maybe was before 10, the draft. 10?
Defense okay. 10. Which I get it. Like, if you're not really in the weeds on it, like, obviously, like, are you going to take the Niners? Like, do you know who's the hot defense right now? The Broncos. Because they have the easy schedule. They went all in on the personnel. Like, is it a stretch too far to take them above, like, the Broncos? You saw what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl. I get it. But just based off schedule alone, where this team's going, like, I would take a flyer on the Niners defense. I would not be nervous.
Can I be honest with you, Sage?
Yeah.
It's time to do away with it. Why are we bringing defenses in fantasy football?
I swear, dude, I texted our commissioner.
I'm sorry I'm that guy. I don't want to get burned one week because I was going up against, I don't know, the Lions defense, and they played the fucking Tennessee Titans and got 35 points.
Just when I played you in the
that just defeats the purpose of fantasy football for me. I don't know. I'm an anti-defense, IDP, all that shit. Get it out of my fantasy leagues. Max Steins, the commissioner over here for our league. That's a message to you. Make some moves, baby. Come on. You're the commissioner now.
Chase, I'm kicking it back to you. Do you have another pick for us?
Well, I mean, Sage, I gotta have a pick, right? I mean, you had 3 picks. This is my 3rd pick, right? I mean, I gotta make a 3rd pick. I mean, I'm not gonna have 2 guys, and you're gonna have 3 guys. So,
well, technically, I drafted 11 guys just then, so I'm at 12. You're out 2.
That is true. I mean, you don't need.
The numbers,
hey,
baby.
you could only 11 guys could be on the field, Sage. So that's all that really matters here.
12 man, baby.
Okay. I mean, I have 2 routes I could go. I thought you were gonna go a different way, so I kind of had a number 6 lined up. Okay, so this is what I'll say. This is just a shout out to maybe all the people who haven't been playing fantasy football that much. You're going to hear the comments. You're going to hear a lot of misinformation about me and my championship history in fantasy football. I know what I'm doing. I've had a lot of good teams for the past decade. And you always got to go for the handcuffs. Sage, you got to go for the handcuffs. So for my 6th pick, I got Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to get his handcuff. You got to go with Isaac Guerrero. I mean, whenever I feel like that's something that I've done in fantasy so many times where it's actually worked out, where you just have a badass running back on a badass offense, maybe behind a good O-line. Just get the backup in like the 13th round. There's a good chance that starting running back is going to probably miss about 3 to 4 games. Boom, you got the starter for about 3 to 4 weeks. Get the handcuff.
I like it. I had him on my list too. I just think even with McCaffrey, there's a spot in him for this offense. He's a prime choice, right? Like you have your different cuts of meat. He's prime.
God, yeah.
He's prime when it comes to like having a handcuff, because even if you don't have Christian McCaffrey, the guy who does have Christian McCaffrey might sell you like his 8th round pick just to make sure he has Guerrero, right? So it's like you could always just trade up. You could be that asshole. I'm not going to say his name. He who shall not be named, who does this in our league every single year. But you could be that guy, right? You like maybe the guy you hate the most, right? So one of your buddies, whoever it may be, you just want to fuck with them. He has Christian McCaffrey. You know what? I'm gonna spend a 10th round pick on Guerrero and just really just hold him and just make him nervous every time Christian McCaffrey touches the ball. I don't hate the pick, Chase. I mean, I wouldn't have had him that high. I feel like with my last pick here to close it out, I feel like you got to go George Kittle.
I missed him. I had him 3rd on my list. And
I was like, bro, he's going with Guerrero. Like I was looking
at 5'6" Sage. Yeah, I missed him. This is keep in mind, guys, this is something you don't want to do in your fantasy drafts. I haven't had anything to drink today, but I'm sure that you're going to be drinking a little bit during your fantasy draft. Make sure when people are going, mark them off. You don't want to miss a guy who hasn't been drafted yet, but you thought he got drafted. So you're learning different lessons here today. You're not just learning who we want to pick for the 49ers when it comes to our fantasy teams. We're giving you fantasy life lessons here as well.
So, Chase, I don't know if I need to beat a dead horse here, but the consistency factor, I mean, tight end, already a thin position. I'm never the guy to draft the tight end early. That's why I didn't take Kittle too early for my team. But, I mean, he was sitting there. He fell. I had to snag him. In PPR, since his rookie year, 16, 16, 15, 14, 13.5, 12.5, 15.8 fantasy points per game. The guy's a stud. He's a red zone machine. He's Brock Purdy's guy. He's going to be consistent for you week after week. With Ayuk hurt, with Debo gone, with Jennings kind of up and down, someone's got to be there in the red zone. I know Christian McCaffrey is going to eat a big load of it, but I love George Kittle. I mean, Chase, I don't know how you could forget about him. You literally just said 20 minutes ago he's your favorite Niner of all time. You forget about him.
I wasn't looking at the fucking list, Sage. I was looking lower.
So I got George Kittle. That's one of those where you like that guy in your league just goes, slaps a stick. You're like, what? That's like someone in our league last year drafted Austin Eckler, I think in the 7th round or 8th round. You're just like what? I think that's what Chase just pulled there, going Guerrero a little early. But I like my team, man. I got the Niners defense, I got George Kittle, and I got Ricky Pearsall. I think value.
Is there any chance that you put him above Trey McBride or Brock Bowers?
Bowers, I don't know. Trey McBride, absolutely. I don't trust Kyler. Like, do you trust Kyler? Do you think he's going to be healthy? He was healthy last year. Like,
we just had a podcast about how we don't trust Kyler. You know my opinion on Kyler.
If it was,
I don't trust him.
The thing about McBride though was like the yards and the targets were there. It was just the touchdowns weren't there until the end, and they force fed it to him. So you just like naturally, right? Like with the Bengals, you expect that to just naturally go down. With the Cardinals, I feel like you just like, or Trey McBride specifically, you expect that to go up. I mean, Bowers has to be the tight end one, so I think I'd lean Bowers, but I mean, gun to my head, I'd rather take Kittle than Trey McBride. I know I'm biased, but I just don't trust McBride. I don't want to watch the Cardinals on like 105 West Coast time every Sunday trying to get me 9 points so I could round out my win. Like, it's just not going to be fun. Give me Kittle, give me the primetime games, give me Brock Purdy as my quarterback. Chase, we're Niners fans. It's always more fun when you have a Niner.
It is, but sometimes I don't like having it connected. You know what I mean? I don't like the shit where I eat. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I
don't want to have the Niners get blown out, shut out, and then also my fantasy team gets screwed by it because I have Christian McCaffrey and didn't get into the end zone. So it depends. Certain situations, like I'm going for McCaffrey this year. If I had the first pick, I'm picking Christian McCaffrey. I'll tell you right now.
You're taking Jamar Chase. I will bet my fucking last. You are the Jamar Chase guy.
I mean, Sage, I drafted him rookie year. Everybody was telling me, I don't know, preseason had some issues catching the ball. I'm like, this guy was the best wide receiver in SEC history. Draft him in the 11th round. I think he's my all-time fantasy GOAT. So yeah. I mean, Jamar Chase is definitely in the discussion.
I think of him. I think of Jamal Charles is the other one I think of.
Yeah. Those two are definitely top three. They're Chase, on the podium.
They're asking me. So as Chase, I'm going to take a little minute here. I won my fantasy championship. We're having the draft this year. Mm-hmm. People are asking me. I usually drop something extravagant. They're like, Sage, what are you going to do? Maybe he's going to walk into the draft. Who knows? Maybe he'll have Steve Young. Maybe he'll have Barry Bonds. Who knows what he's going to do? They're all waiting for it. They're all excited. Chase, someone who did do that this past weekend, right? Making headways for, I mean, this guy, Morgan Wallen, right? Has his concert at Levi's Stadium. Already has had guys, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Mike Tyson, Mahomes, Kelsey, and Mattress Mac, Theo Vaughn. He's walked out with, comes to the Bay, performs Friday, brings out Steve Young, Barry Bonds. Saturday brings out Kittle and Trent Williams. I mean, for as much of a favorite as Kittle was to walk out with him, Trent Williams had to be the biggest underdog to walk out with him.
Why no Trent Williams, Sage? I mean, he's a big guy. He's from the South. Probably a guy who's really in the country as well.
Probably, yeah. I misspoke there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Chase, what are your reactions? What do you make of the whole Morgan Wallen walkout situation? Do you like it? Are you behind it, or do you think it's a little corny at this point?
No, come on, Sage. I'm a big Morgan Wallen guy. I'm not. I mean, right? I think he's probably the most popular guy in America, minus POTUS. When it just comes to like publicity wise, like I feel like Morgan Wallen moves the needle more than anybody else in the country. Like I think he's that big right now. I love the walkouts. I mean,
Drake, no.
I mean, come on. No, I don't think so. I think Morgan Wallen's bigger, Sage. I mean, come on. Look at the charts right now. This guy's number one. This guy's bigger than Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
He is. He is.
No. You can't argue it right now with his impact and everything. I mean, like, for someone who's, like, not the biggest country fan, I don't understand his appeal and his music. Like, I think it's good. I just don't understand the selling out the masses. I will say, though, I am, as of now, as it's still fresh, I do love the walkouts. It's like a wrestler. I anticipate it. You question it. I mean, it's genius, just absolute genius marketing for the most simple shit ever, right? Like, who was it? Was it like you have like in the Super Bowl, you have Katy Perry coming in on like a draft, Lady Gaga flying in from the ceiling, whatever it may be. This guy just walks out with 2 celebrities, 3 celebrities from your hometown, comes out alone, right? Oh, what's he going to do? Boom, Brett Favre's there. Dap him up. Theo Vaughn just popped out. I don't think if you're going to go 2 legends for the Bay, right, for Friday night, could you have done it any better at Levi Stadium than Steve Young and Barry Bonds?
So
Jerry Rice?
No, I mean, it's a 90s kid move, right? I mean, I feel like Morgan Wallen was born in 93. That's right at the peak of getting to watch Barry in his heyday. But Sage, I'm going to bring up a little mini conversation here. So I don't know if you saw, but he was wearing a Joe Montana jersey on stage.
I did see. Yeah, the whole band was wearing Niners jerseys.
He was wearing a Joe Montana jersey on stage, and Steve Young walked out. I mean, descendant of Brigham Young, Utah kid. So, I mean, Steve Young's country, so that makes sense. But, Sage, I just don't get this dynamic with Joe Montana, Steve Young. I feel like Steve Young's the face of the 49ers. I feel like he's eclipsed Joe Montana there. I think Joe Montana was asked and didn't go. And with Barry Bonds, yeah, I mean, all-time legend, home run king. Talk about a PR switch-up over the past 20 years. I mean, this guy's getting a statue now. He's rolling out with Morgan Wallen. Sage, everybody thought he was a piece of shit cheat 20 years ago. The Giants, right after he retired, they didn't want anything to do with him. So, shout out Barry Bonds. But, yeah, that's a great one to start out with, for sure, first night.
And then the second night, you see the videos. You see Trent Kittle shotgunning the was it the Bud Light? and bumping Gucci Mane in the cart. Like they're Marshawn Lynch at Cal. I mean, it was classic, the stuff that came out. Kittle's electric. You brought it up earlier, but the perfect guy in any situation from any state to walk out with from Morgan Wallen. I mean, Chase, we ran through everyone who's been on, everyone who he's walked out with. How mad do you think LeBron is that he hasn't been asked yet for the Ohio shows or the Cleveland shows?
I feel like he's definitely been asked. I feel like, I don't know. LeBron's the kind of guy where he's talking about how he's reading the Malcolm X book. I don't know if he's the kind of guy who wants to roll out for a Morgan Wallen concert based on, we love the music, right? I mean, separate the art from the artist, but Morgan Wallen's had some of his controversies. I feel like LeBron might want to steer away with that.
You're saying PR move.
I'm thinking it's a PR move to say no, but Sage, I was shocked that he didn't consider a couple other guys. I mean, I feel like the Bay Area had a deep list of people
he
that
for
he
sure
could
asked
win with.
Steph.
Yeah, so that was number one on my list. I mean, Steph Curry. I think he had an anniversary with Aisha, so I feel like he had to play the husband. I think he had to play the husband, not the basketball superstar on Saturday night there. Nick Bosa. I mean, we brought him up earlier. Was there. The voice of reason. I'm shocked that Nick Bosa wasn't rolling out with Trent Williams and George Kittle.
So he was in the suite. So I have inside knowledge. Shout out Jenna. Shout out my cousin. She was there by the suite. Said Bosa was there. McCaffrey was there. Juszczyk was there. Is who they showed on the Jumbotron. But only Kittle and Trent walked out. I feel like it was one of those things where Trent said he was going. They're like, you know what? You walk out. Like it would just send our two biggest guys. Like I just think it'd be hilarious. You saw big Trent. I mean, with the boombox, they had the boombox behind too, right? So it's just like it's the theme. It's the Niners' whole like shtick, right?
Yeah.
Pre-game. They have the boombox. They have their walkout. Morgan Wallen has their walkout. You marry it together. I mean, I'm sure if Debo was still on the team, they would have sent him out too. But I think it's fun. I think, Chase, what are the odds you think the Niners walk out instead of some Kodak Black this year? They do at least one Morgan Wallen song.
0.00%.
Really?
I think there,
Bro,
I think there is no way. I mean, even though Trent walked out, I feel like maybe it was a situation where Trent just rolled along.
Come on, bro.
I don't see it. I don't see it, but I think it was a situation where Morgan Wallen was like, hey, I want Kittle, I want McCaffrey. And then Trent Williams just rolls up to the concert. He's like, no, I'm walking out. Yeah, and it's like, what's that Baylor guy meme where it's like him at midfield? And
Sean Oakman?
Like, yeah, it's almost like a Sean Oakman thing where it's like, Trent, like, you can't walk out. It's like, no, I'm going to be walking out. It's like, okay, cool, bro. Like, get right here. We're walking out right now. So I feel like Trent maybe just kind of was like, no, I'm going to be one of the guys walking out. I mean, Brock Purdy was another name that I had on the list. Country guy, baby. Arizona guy. But, hey, he's a quarterback now. Faith, family, football. As a 49er fan, I want my franchise quarterback to act like a franchise quarterback. So I get it. This is one that he had to skip out. Sage, I got one more. So I got a wild card one for you that I think is pissed that he wasn't out there. I bet you he offered Morgan Wallen millions of dollars to be out there. Can you guess who I'm talking about?
Is it a celeb or is it an athlete?
It's a tech billionaire who lives in the Bay Area.
Who?
Dude, Zuckerberg.
No way.
Dude, I feel like Zuckerberg's been on like a big conservative turn. He's trying to be the UFC guy. He's talking. He's, shouting out the current president when I think about 8 years ago, he was clearly just going for the other side when they were in office. He's trying to seem like he's a boy's boy. So I feel like he would be one of the guys to offer up some money to Morgan Wallen and be like, hey, let me walk out with you. And Morgan Wallen was just like, dude, fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. So that was a wild card one that I had in there. Zuckerberg.
He's just definitely not like, I mean, he brought out Brett Favre. So I feel like he'll bring out anyone. It doesn't matter.
Brett Favre, I mean, come on. He's like a Mississippi country guy. Like Zuckerberg's a
fucking like millions of dollars from like poor people.
Allegedly, Sage. Also, Sage, we don't want to get Sage. We don't want legal trouble here. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly also sent pictures. Actually, I don't think that's alleged. I think
that's not alleged. That is confirmed factual. He did send those pictures to the Jets. Let's just call her employee.
Chase, I think that's all we have for him. A little fun there at the end. I mean, you could find us anywhere: Twitter, YouTube, Red Note, Instagram now, Facebook, anywhere you want. Like, subscribe, because of please. We love you guys. Chase, any last words?
Sage, you forgot one. TikTok, baby. You gotta follow us. You gotta follow us on TikTok. One. Like Sage, I mean, look at any platform we're on there. And when are we coming back, Sage? Are we thinking Thursday? Are we thinking maybe one a week? What are you thinking?
I think if something comes up Thursday, we'll do a show. I think we'll do a show regardless. It might be a little shorter show. We might not have as much training camp updates, but we'll have some fun themes coming. A lot on the horizon. we have some fun ideas coming for you guys. Some more creative ideas like the pyramid, like this fantasy draft. It's football season. We got content to pump out.
Yeah, and I will say, Sage, we got Thursday. I mean, it's coming. Season's already coming here right now.
Saturday, baby.
We have joint practice with the Broncos on Thursday, and then you got the first preseason game of the year on Saturday at Levi Stadium against the Broncos. So, yeah, I mean, within the next week or so, we'll either be talking about the joint practice, what's happening out of there, or, what happens when they get on the gridiron and the Niners match up against the Broncos. So, it's getting real right now, Sage. It's getting real.
Yes, sir, baby. Can't wait. Can't wait for the season to actually get here. We're going to start. One thing, we could kind of demo it here, preview it a bit, but we're going to try live streaming these games.
Yeah.
Actual live reactions. I mean, I go to a lot of Warriors games. I'm told to sit down every time I go. I'm a nut. Chase shares my passion. I mean,
confirmed psychopath. Yes.
It's going to be raw, like actual fan reactions to these games. We're going to get the camera work going. We're going to have it on us. We'll demo it. I mean, you might not see the passion for the preseason. I might have to force myself to bet.
I was about to say, let's gamble. Hey, let's put some skin in the game. Come on. Now.
We're gonna get that set up too. We're gonna have our bets on the side. We're gonna have a log going. We're gonna be live at the cave. You guys are gonna love it. Trust me. Just give it a chance. Our first episode is gonna come within the next 2 weeks. We'll demo it. Week 1 will be live. So a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to. Until then, though, like, subscribe. You know where to find us. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Until then, we'll talk to you guys later.